Thank you for joining us today in our show. Here we are with Father Richard.
Hello, good to see you.
Hi, good to see you guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, and you had some question or topic you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. So I've always heard in church just kind of that we're always meant to be, like we're all called to be evangelizers from not only of Christianity but of Catholicism specifically, especially to our Protestant brothers and sisters. But I've definitely found in my own time, especially like on my college campus, when I try to talk to people of other denominations, that they get turned off really quickly when you start talking about the Eucharist or confession or the sacraments or something like that. So I was wondering if there's kind of a more benign first approach to these people, so that you don't lose them, and then you can start talking more seriously about topics like of sacraments.
Well, that's a very good question. I think it may be broad to address quickly, but we'll try to summarize at least some ideas. The first idea I would say is there are certain steps, right, for your apostolate or for reaching out or for sharing your faith. The first one is to pray for those whom you want to reach out to. All right, so always pray first. A second thing is to give a good example. So they have to they have to see in your actions the faith you believe, right? So if you go to church and you're disrespectful to the Eucharist, or don't pray after Mass, or never visit the Blessed Sacrament, well, that will be seen in your actions, and they will realize how, and they will say, how are you talking about these things that you don't even believe well, you know? So to live by example, second thing. And then, well, we can talk about how to do it, but whenever is prudent, you can speak to them.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So that's just a 3-step thing to have in mind.
Yeah, I agree, and especially if they're Christians, I will try to, start with the things we have in common with them, right? Which are a lot, and then, by giving good example, by loving them and caring for them, and then sharing your faith, then you can go into things that are deeper and maybe they don't feel as comfortable with, because if they trust you first, then they'll be ready to hear. But that's the main thing. When are they ready to hear about the Eucharist or Mary or going? And that's prudence, but especially being patient, because when especially when we are young and we are on fire with the faith, like we know you are, then you want everyone to convert right now, right? And so there is where we had to calm down and be patient and wait until that moment of talking about deeper things come.
Right. So if you want two ideas in that sense, one, you have to see what's their will. Are they willing to listen? Are they willing to hear the truth that you have to say? What's their disposition of heart, right? And a second one, if you want, put yourself in their shoes, right? And see, how would I, in their situation, how would I want to be talked about these things? In this way or in that way, and so forth, right? Because if they're not willing to listen, or they're in a bad moment that day, it's not the moment to speak, right? So if you see they're not even my friends, they're not even my friends. So how can I talk to them? They're not even willing to sit down and have a long conversation. They're just saying something in this instant. Well, don't talk about it, because it's going to be useless, and you're going to use your gunpowder if you want in that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it does make a lot of sense.
Okay, well, I hope that all this can be of use to you, and thank you for sharing your thoughts and your concerns with us today.
Yeah, thank you for calling.
Thank you so much.
Well, great to see you, AJ. Wish you the best.
You too, Father. Thank you so much. Bye.